Two, and one. And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of ArmTalk. I am your host, Jody Chocolate Thunder Williams, and my guest tonight is the newly crowned IFA World Champion, Jolene Anderson. Jolene, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Good, good. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, okay? What was it like being on the podium, taking first place at the IFA World Championships?
It was amazing. I'm actually surprised I didn't cry. But my dad took care of that, and Bob Brown just told me he cried too. So
And the thing is, though, is that, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Team USA win the team event too?
yeah, we did.
Good, good. So tell me something. And I noticed there's a lot of talent in Utah, tons of it. Okay. I mean, we're talking, you're taking care of stuff at IFA Worlds. I know Robert Baxter's going to WAF Worlds. He's probably there as we speak, about to take home another gold. You got, I had Cody Merritt on last night, Jordan Seal, Justin Green, Bob Brown. The list goes on and on. What is going down in Utah where you guys got endless amounts of talent, men and women? What's going on down there?
Everyone just practices. I'm just going down Thursdays to Riverton to Bob's house.
Yeah.
It's an hour away from me, so when I don't do that, I just train at my house.
Right.
But Sarah came with me to IFA, and she's from Utah as well, and she took first, left, and right.
Yes.
So, and she goes to Bob's, I think, every week.
Awesome. Well, Sarah Latona is in the house. Sarah, how you doing? She says hi, by the way. So I'm good friend. Here's another Sarah, right? Sarah Collins McKinney, another good friend of mine. Now she also puts on an event, a ladies only tournament. Were you there? Did you go there one year?
Yeah, I went both years.
Okay. So tell everybody that, well, I'm trying to help to hype this thing up too. So the flyer's been out. I went ahead and I'll just keep, recycling the same, poster and let everybody know, hey, it's coming up as we get closer to that date. Tell everybody out there from a ladies standpoint why ladies need to be at this event, because we're trying to get this sport up and going for the ladies, and we got to start somewhere. So why not hear from a world champion? Go ahead. Let us know about that.
Yeah, I really like Sarah's tournament because, you go to a regular tournament and you're kind of sitting all day and watching the men pull, and we kind of get our spotlight for just a little while and then it's over. And so with the all women's tournament, a bunch of women come and we can pull, and then we can after pull all the women.
And that's awesome because you don't really see it a lot. Sometimes, and I hate to say this though, sometimes the ladies they kind of get the short end of the stick, because I don't want to sit there and say you guys take a backseat to us. Sometimes it kind of can be, but this is an opportunity where y'all get the spotlight. This is, you guys are center stage. We as the guys, we're the ones that should be catering to y'all. Hey, you need anything, water you need? We should be ones catering to you guys, because a lot of you guys, ladies out there, or wives, girlfriends, whose husbands or boyfriends or whatnot are actually competing. And you guys are behind the scenes making it happen, making them look good. Now it's our turn to make y'all look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My husband always says he's a cheerleader because he doesn't arm wrestle.
Oh, he should. Well, and here's the thing. When you went to the TAL event a couple years ago, and you had your kids there and your husband there and stuff, and it was cool because when you take a step back, and you and I were kind of talking about, hey, what you do against Robin Chandler and things like that. And I remember how your husband was just kicking back, the kids were having fun, and you were just laser focused. And I'm like, that's something you don't see on a regular basis. So it's kind of cool to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, good. Tell me your training. How does a training with Jolene works out? Because you say you go to Bob, you say once a week on a Thursday, yes?
I'm going to start. I was doing it at my house because I have a table, but I only have my husband and my dad. So with Bob, there's new guys constantly.
Yeah. And, competition wise, you can always rest assured we'll see Jolene at a Utah tournament, obviously. Run But the Rainbow. We're used to seeing you at the, Kenny Bostic Memorial in Hawthorne, events like that. Always going to see that. So how often do you travel to arm wrestling events to compete?
So it's only been in the last couple of years that I traveled, and I really love that. So we were already talking about next year, and I want to go to the all women's tournament. I want to go to the IFA Nationals again. I want to go to Hawthorne. I would like to go to other ones, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. With 2 little ones, it's a little hard.
Oh, I get it. I mean, I'm fortunate now. My kids are adults now, so there was a time where my kids were younger, and when they were involved in sports, then arm wrestling took a back seat. I would still go, but I wouldn't travel as much. I would always did local events, things like that.
Yeah.
But you have younger kids, so you really got to be pretty much home. So thinking about it, I mean, tell me, I mean, just the flight over, take us from day one when you landed in France, and all the other aspects of it to the last day you left. Take us back there, because I'm curious to know, because it's not often you get all the ladies on one team from different states, different parts of the USA, but we're all on the same team, pulling for one common goal, which is to get that goal against other countries. Take us back to that, if you will.
Yeah, so I was at the airport going, and what's funny is I was sitting there talking with my husband and my mom and dad, and these people behind me were talking, and they were talking about arm wrestling. They were saying arm wrestling words, and I turned around and I was like, "Are you guys going to France as well?" They said no. They kind of got weirded out a little bit, and I said, "Oh, you guys are talking about arm wrestling though, right?" And they said, "Yeah, but that was just at the office arm wrestling, that they were just having fun." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go to World Arm Wrestling." So they were very surprised. I was cutting weight, and so I was already drained and exhausted. So the flight, I kind of just slept the whole time.
Right.
It was like a 10-hour flight to get there.
Ooh.
And we stayed in Paris one night, and that was really fun. We seen the Eiffel Tower. And then we got a car.
Can you actually get in the Eiffel Tower? Is that just like you can take a picture? You can't get inside of it, can you?
You can go all the way to the top, but we didn't get tickets in time to go to the top. So we kind of went to like the halfway point, and that was still cool. We still took pictures, and yeah, it was really fun. And then we took the 2.5 hours to drive to Dieppe, which we call Dieppe, reading it on paper, but they call it Dieppe.
Gotcha.
And then, we did our team meeting on Wednesday, and then weigh-ins on Thursday. So all that's very stressful. It's just a week straight of arm wrestling.
Oh, I've been there. I did the IFA Worlds last year, and I can't compare it to what y'all went through, because it was here in the States and we were happy for it, but it's a little different when you have to travel for it and stuff. So tell me something. You wake up, it's your day to compete, because you compete on 2 days, right?
2 days, yeah.
Okay. So you wake up day one, and you get to the venue, and you're like going, okay, now this is real stuff right here, because now this ain't like a tournament you pull in the States. We're talking about somebody from different countries. And so take us back. What is your mind frame going into this?
I still, even though I've been pulling for a really long time, I still get really nervous. So I was just nervous, and we could see who was in our class. And so just leading up until then, I was just pacing around. And then after I won left-handed, I was so hyped, but also so nervous for Saturday. I hardly even slept.
Well, here's the thing. If you're not nervous about something like that, and we're talking about the world championship, if you're not nervous, then there is something really wrong with you. But no, it's okay to be nervous. Hell, I've been to tournaments where I was so nervous, I had the butterflies the size of bats in my stomach. So I understand exactly what you're talking about, Oh, Justin Green's in the house. He said, world is a completely different ball game. Yes, you're right, Justin, because there's this sense of pressure. You have this pressure on you, like, oh, okay, now when I go to compete on that stage, I'm representing USA. I'm representing Utah. I'm representing the Utah Tactical Arms. You're representing all that, So, do you feel that extra amount of weight on your shoulders as you get to the table? Because more oftentimes than not, and I don't know how you feel, and I want you to answer this question for me. I feel like when I get to the table and I got nerves all over, once that one match is over, then I'm fine. Do you feel the same way or something different?
Yeah. There's been times where I've lost my first match because I'm just overthinking, too stressed out, and I'll come back and win. So I'm trying not to be like that because you don't want to win on your first one.
Right. So day one, was that left or right-handed?
It was left. I'm more confident left hand, so I was excited for left hand first to get the nerves out of the way.
Right.
But didn't really help because I couldn't sleep anyway. So
Were there any, and I always got to ask these kind of questions, were there any competitors in your class where you could not pronounce their name because, they're from a different country?
yeah, for sure. They all have odd names, and it's amazing that they can speak to each other. It's just different dialect, and they can understand each other even though they're not speaking the same language.
Right.
And then I only know English, so they turn around and talk English to me and make me look real dumb.
Well, as long as they know it, shoulder, straight, that kind of stuff. I mean, wrist, I'm good with they can do whatever they want with that,
Yeah.
One thing I like to always add too is that I think is kind of cool, and this goes to super matches too. When you go to an event like that, and you don't have your team there, but you got somebody in your corner cheering for you. There's not a better feeling than when you get up on it. You got people cheering from you, people but you never met before, or people that you don't see on a regular basis, and they're cheering for you. They're like, Jolene, slide your elbow forward, or hey, watch your shoulder, make sure your wrist is high, and things like that. Did you ever get that, or you get to the table, you just don't hear anything because you're just laser focused?
I don't really hear anything. No. I look around and I'll look for my dad.
Right.
If I need help, but usually I can't hear them.
Gotcha.
Unless I watch the video and then I can hear them. And it's such a good feeling though, too, to replay and watch your matches and hear everyone cheering for you. That's amazing.
Yeah. As I said before we went live, Denise Wallace was very proud of you. Well, guess what? Mr. Justin Green says the same thing. He says, Jolene, all of us here in Utah are very proud of you. So I thought I'd throw that out there because I'm telling you right now. You said also Sarah is from Utah too, and she struck gold too, didn't she not?
Yeah, left and right. And she came back left-handed to win. So she was on the B side and came back and won. So it's amazing. I never cheered so much.
Well, here's the thing, because maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it might have been just you. Now all of a sudden you're like, okay, now we got something. And all it takes is for you ladies to go up there and knock it out of the park, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, guess what? Now, and I might be getting ahead of myself, and stop me if I am, you will take this world championship. You, Sarah, who else took worlds? Somebody else took worlds too, took first.
Martha did.
Yes. Take that momentum and take it to the ladies only. And you watch how many ladies show up now. If you can make it. If you can make it, awesome, but
I talked to Sarah about going already. I really want to go.
Okay. Because I'm telling you right now.
This would be Sarah's first time too, so.
And here's the thing. You go there, you and Sarah, and we're talking about, okay, now you got some championship pedigree. And the fact that once those names get out there, and I will be the one to say, hey, guys, world champion is going to be in the house. I will promote the hell out of that as much as I can. That right there, any ladies out there watching, I'm telling you right now, they will make the trip. I will guarantee you there'll be a lot more entries last year, or there'll be a lot more entries this year than last year, just on the fact that you guys do it. It is, and you can sit there and tell them, hey, it's doable. So when people like Danielle show up, Leanne Wilson show up, I'm telling you right now, that tournament alone is going to be off the hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope Danielle comes back. She came the first time. I'd really love to pull her again. I haven't seen her since.
Right. No, she's didn't she also get first too?
She didn't go to IFA.
I thought she did. Well, maybe she. Man, I'm there's so many nationals and worlds now. It's getting out of control right now because that's just the way it is right now. How do you feel about that? Have you been to worlds before, or was this your first try?
Yeah, I went to WAF, and I was juniors one year and ladies open the next time I went. So it is a lot different. There was only 2 tables and it was in a bar, which so fun. It was so fun. But WAF was a lot bigger, I feel like. So either they need to combine or I hope IFA gets just as big.
Well, I'll tell you what, just when we thought, because you've been pulling for a while now, so you probably already know this, where, you know, everybody in the chat, once upon a time, there were 3 nationals, by the way. Just thought I'd throw it out there, which is probably, unheard of to where other countries were laughing at us.
Yeah.
How you decide who goes to Worlds? Well, there's the AAA nationals, okay? There was the USAA nationals with Leonard Denise. Then you got the
Yeah.
Unified Nationals. That was the one that qualified you to go to WAF Worlds. And the one time we finally got our stuff together and said, hey, we're going to have one national because the USAA changed their name into International, okay? And the AAA just kind of morphed into Unified. So thinking, cool, we got one world, no big deal. Everything's good. We're off and running. And then some stuff happened, political. I don't want to get too far into it, but
yeah,
it's been a split. And it reminds me of WAF 1998, split into 2 different factions because you had World Arm Sport Federation, then World Arm Wrestling Federation. You had 2 worlds that year. So here we go. We're back to where we were back in 98. So being that IFA that I am, I still got friends on the WAF side. I think Robert Baxter is going there to get his 8th gold medal in a row or something like that, something phenomenal like that. But he's a big supporter of IFA. I know Bob Brown is and stuff like that. As far as the difference, I mean, I'm sure WAF had more countries involved, but if you can take your experience you had in France and then the one you had when you went to WAF, not juniors, but WAF Open, compare the two besides the 2 tables.
Yeah, so there was more tables, there was more countries, but going to France was just insane. So when I went in 2010, it was in the States. So this was my first time going out of the States for Worlds, and that's I can't compare because it was just crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing better than going to a world championship in your own country. I'll tell you that,
Yeah.
I will say that. Speaking with Denise, and this is not top secret, but December 1st, we will know exactly where 2023 Worlds will be. And we got 3 countries bidding. You should already know this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we should hear by December 1st where exactly it'll be at. And I also talked to her about where's next year's IFA Nationals. I'm not supposed to let the cat out of the bag, and because I respect her so much, I won't. I'll probably talk to you off the air about that. But I'm excited because when you see that and you see your friends competing and you're up at 3 a.m. trying to find out the live feed and going, all right, let's go. I'm waking up my wife and she's wondering what the hell am I doing at 3 a.m. Go to sleep. I'm like, babe, you don't understand. And man, the World Championships, it's in France, so I got to be up at 3 a.m. Check this thing out. So it's cool because everybody was watching, and I'm excited, and you did us all proud. So we really want to congratulate you.
No, thank you. Yeah, it felt amazing. So
now, day 2 was the right hand. Yes.
Yes.
All right, take us back to that because you already got the world. You're feeling good. You went out to dinner. You're hanging out with your husband, going, "Yes, babe, I got this 7-pound medal around my neck. It's first place in the world. You're feeling pretty good." I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna sleep good tonight. You know what? I'm gonna give me a good dessert. Why? I already made weight. We're good now. Let's go ahead and hang out and do what we do. And then you wake up the next day. Take us back to that now because you already got the world title on the left hand. Now you have the right. And hey, like I said before, it's like, is there any nerves now because it's a different hand, or is it business as usual?
It was nerves because I pulled Christine and Martha at nationals, and those 2 girls were in my class, along with the Sweden girl. I didn't even end up arm wrestling the Sweden that I can remember.
Right.
But when I pulled Christine, I ended up winning her on elbow fouls, and I ended up getting 3rd at nationals. So I changed something up, so that made me happy. But Martha just blew through me. So goals right there.
Hey, you know what? Okay, you know what? I tell you what, if I'm gonna take 2nd to somebody or 3rd, it better be somebody from our country.
Yes,
that'll be it.
Yeah, I was still super stoked. All 3 of us from Team USA were up on the podium, so that was amazing.
I saw that picture, And I'm like, that right there, I'm sorry, but how often do you see at a world championship where, hey, let's take a podium picture and everybody got the flags in the background, but yet, oh, first place USA, second place USA, third place USA. That is not something that happens on a regular basis. And so that right there, that should be your Facebook profile picture right there, because I'm telling you right now, that is some good stuff right there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Now, does it make you hungry for next year? That's the question.
Yeah, it really does. I'm excited. I'm like, December, get here. I want to know where it is. I want to know what I'm planning.
Oh, well, we can tell everybody out there what countries are involved, you know, but we do some, I mean, you can, it's a game. It's like you're sitting up there like, okay, announcement December 1st. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So everybody in the chat, if you're watching, Ethan, Sarah, Justin, and everybody else watching. So the 3 countries involved who have put their bid in for the 2023 IFA Worlds, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jolene, Finland, Malaysia, Romania, yes?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so those are the 3 countries who put their bid in. They're going to have a meeting sometime soon, and then they're going to announce it, to make it public come December 1st. So I'm excited, you know, to hear what's going to happen with that. And heck, you know, all we got to do, once we figure that out, I do believe in the next coming weeks, we'll find out where IFA Nationals will be, you know? So fingers are crossed, you know? So is it just table time for you, or do you do any kind of gym work or what? Just you and your dad and husband, or how does that work?
I just do like muscle building through videos.
Yeah.
Just like on Beachbody. But other than that, I work out my wrists quite a bit. And that's just recently. You know, my dad told me since forever that I needed to get my wrist stronger. And then I was like, you know what? I need to get my wrist stronger. Like it was my idea.
And now it's like, you know what? I'm a world champion. Hey, you know, I'll do whatever works. But that's a good thing about this sport, because we all can get better, you know? Yeah. And, you know, I'm not a world champion yet. Got close last year, but I'm not a world champion yet. So once you win that and you add that to your accolade, you know, it does something to you. So I've talked to other people, and 1 or 2 things happen. Either one, it makes a person motivated to get another one, or it's like, yeah, you know what? I did what I had to do. Now I'm on the other one-on-one matches and stuff. Yeah. How do you feel as far as that goes?
I would love to go back to Worlds and win another one. I want to win left and right, so I'm not there yet for one-on-one, but I would love to all the time. But
there you go.
I'm down for anything.
That's what I like to hear. Now, I have to say this because I hold this lady arm wrestler in the highest regard, respect too. I mean, I hold a lot of you ladies in respect, but there's some people that's kind of like, you had a match this past summer with God, I forgot her name. I'm having a brain fart, you know. Dang it. She lives in Vegas. Oh my God. Why am I struggling with this name? It'll come to me. But she won a WAF title and an IFA title. Risa Wolfley. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's won worlds in both federations. So, you know, that right there means, you know, says a lot. So pulling her in a super match this past summer, what was that like? Because we're talking about somebody that got some championship pedigree, and you knew, like, okay, I know what she's all about. Was it nervous for you to pull her, or was it not?
I mean, I'm always nervous, but I've been pulling Lisa for a really long time.
Okay.
So yeah, I know she's amazing. And so for me, it was kind of like I knew that I got better because I had beaten her, because she has smoked me for so many years. So that was like a stepping stone that I hope that I keep. I hope that she's still training and we can still have battles, but.
Right. Well, I see you got your Team USA jersey on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're missing something. Something's missing.
I forgot my medal. It's so big too, and I didn't want my neck to hurt.
That's what I like to hear. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and I know, some arm wrestlers out there about the money. I get all that because, who doesn't want to, spend, you know, 30, $40 for entry fee and then come out, winning a bunch of money at the end. I totally get that. But that money will be spent. And, I'm a sucker for awards, as you can see behind me over here.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for awards, but the thing is when I look at, all my medals are in a box over here. I got all my plaques and trophies behind me, and I sit there, and every once in a while I'm in my office. So every once in a while I kind of sit there and like glare at a trophy, and it reminded me all the hard work I put in leading up to that event,
Yeah.
So for you, you got the world title now. So take us back to training, because we all know when you train, there's three ways of training. When you train just to train, just to, keep everything, all your tools sharpened, that's one way. But it's a little bit different when you train for a tournament. And then when you train for worlds, it's a little bit more different than that.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you would be, how was this training a lot different from your regular training getting ready for a tournament?
It actually wasn't very different, just because I'm trying to excel in all things. So I've kind of been pushing myself hard for the past year and a half to just be better. I mean, Leanne had a lot to do with that, beat me twice for both ladies tournaments, killing me, even though I thought I got better, but of course she got even better.
Payback. There's some payback for that, but it's good because I think what you two have is that even though she won, you're like, okay, I got you. Hey, world champion over here, I got you. But it keeps that competitive spirit up between you two.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing to have, and I'm hoping a lot more ladies see that. So you got the Sarah girls. How many Sarahs do we got in arm wrestling, by the way?
So we got the Sarah McKinney, Sarah Latona, Sarah LaFond. Is it just the three?
I think it is, but it seems like
a lot.
It seems like a lot, and if you had a Leanne Wilson show up or Anna Kana show up, I mean, the list goes on and on about who. I mean, it's going to be so awesome. I wish I was there to commentate or whatever, because I'm telling you right now, I foresee it. I told Sarah McKinney on this when she's on my show a while back, and I got to have her on there soon again as we get closer to her event. But I told her, I was like, you know what? When you start this event, have a base point, but every year it's going to get better, it's going to get bigger, and next thing you know, you're going to be like, wow, we may have a third weight class or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
I do think that they're on to something. I'm glad you girls get a chance to do that kind of stuff, and maybe it'll get big enough to where you guys have two events, one earlier in the year and one later in the year, as long as it doesn't interfere with some other tournaments and stuff like that. Because I think you guys are on to something, and I think there's more ladies now involved in the sport than there were about maybe 5-6 years ago. I'm just speculating. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Yeah, I agree. I even try to recruit girls all the time. If we go to a tournament and somebody's there with their husband, I'm like, well, you're already here.
Yeah. Hey, Jolene, here's something I want you to respond to.
Seriously. Hey, but I won her at nationals left-handed, so I'll keep it. I'm pretty happy about it.
So speaking of Sarah, what do you think her chances are? Because she's pulling Rebecca Ty. We all know who Rebecca is, Mrs. Monster. So she has a major match coming up December 10th up in Arkansas at the Monster Factory. And I follow her, and I just got my t-shirt in, by the way. Thank you again, Sarah. She has a major match coming up, and I see her on her Instagram, and she's put in the serious work.
Yeah.
What do you think her chances are in that match?
I mean, I think they're a good matchup. I'm just excited to see it.
Well, I'm excited because number one, Rebecca's coming. She kind of retired and just did, okay, you know what? I'm here to support Michael. Then you know what? She kind of, did a 180 and decided, yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna be competitive and stuff. And it seemed like once Sarah and Mrs. Todd got to talking about it, and then a light went off, and all of a sudden now Sarah's like, excuse my French, balls to the walls and just kicking ass in the gym. And you don't see that very often from ladies. And the fact that she's putting in some serious work, like she's making some serious weight move. I mean, she's just constantly. If it's shoulders, then it's arms. If it's not arms, then it's cardio stuff. So she's putting in the work, and that's you don't see that very often. I like that kind of stuff. And Sarah, I know you're in the chat. You tell me, when are you coming to Worlds? By the way, so that's how to put that out there. So oh, she has a question for you too. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that. And you can answer that, Jolene. There it is.
Oh, yes, I am for sure coming. I'm getting a hotel room down there too, so I can stay down there and after pull till all you guys want to go home.
Because Sarah McKinney's also going to Brazilian Cup also.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So there is a lot going on. And like I said, this is where it starts. All it takes is a couple names to go, and then like, I'm gonna go, you gonna go? Yeah, why not? Let's go. And then next thing you know, word gets out. All ladies are calling each other up. Hey, you going to Bob Brown's event? Hey, cheers to you. We'll be there, November. Tell everybody again what that day is.
It's November 12th.
Okay. So everybody out there, November 12th, cheers to you. That is the Brazilian Cup. That is Bob Brown's Bar. It's been on there for a while. He's been hosting that tournament for a lot of years. One of these days, I'm going to go. One of these days. But I will be in Utah next September. I will be in Utah, by the way.
Paul and Jordan.
Yes, I was telling Cody about that last night on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to go there. And, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because, it's like a year in advance. I mean, a year in advance. And I'm still, like, excited. But there's so much between now and then to happen. But yeah, I'm excited to pull Jordan, and I'm fired up because I was talking to Justin Green because he's a very, very dear friend, good friend of mine and stuff. And him and I go way back to my early years and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good that they were able to make that happen. And it'll be my first trip to Utah, actually, to do something. I don't count the time I was in the Salt Lake City airport because I didn't do anything but sat in the airport. So I don't count that. But I'm looking forward to going there. And there's also a tournament Angie Miller's trying to put on in February. I've been talking to her, and she wants to put on a team competition,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, okay. So we're kind of talking back and forth, and we'll see how far that goes, But other than that, I want to know, you're a busy, busy mom, busy wife, busy training partner. How do you juggle all that?
It can be a lot. I just started interning to do dog grooming.
Okay.
I started getting back into arm wrestling, and that costs money. So I had to think of something. And dog grooming, I love animals, and I can do it at my house eventually.
Oh, good.
So yeah, right now I just do that 3 days a week. I try to train something at least every day. And then my kiddos, they're going to school. They're getting so big.
And I'm telling you, when you have kids, and I swear to God, I blinked and I swear to God, I was putting my kids down, for their nap or whatever. And I went to sleep and woke up, and now they're in college. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
What just happened?
Time goes by super, super quick, So, but you know what? I love having you on the show. You were all nervous because you're like, I don't know what to say. I was like, no, we're just talking. We're just talking. Pretend like, we're at the dinner table, and I'm talking to you and your husband. You got the kids running around and stuff, and we're just shooting. Pretend it's that, you got your 10
what's funny is I actually came to my mom's so my kids wouldn't be running around in the background.
Smart.
I'm like, they'd be too distracting.
I totally get that. Well, you know what? I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I did want to get you on there because I wanted to hear from the champ herself, your experiences at WAP World, or I'm sorry, IFA Worlds, your experience, of being there and the nervousness and the training that led up to that. We all know you're going to Brazilian Cup. We all know you're going to the Ladies Only Tournament. And we're going to kick back and figure this thing out come December 1st when they release the press and say, hey, 2023 Worlds will be in one of those 3 countries we talked about. And then, next thing you know, tell us when Nationals is. And I know you'll have that on your calendar. And then let the pieces fall within May.
Yeah. Yep. I'm coming for Martha. So
Martha Swick, I hope you're watching because I'm telling you right now, Jolene means business. Tell me you got a nickname.
Me?
You.
No.
You have a nickname? No? We'll have to work on that. You're a world champion now. You deserve a nickname. We're going to have to work on that.
All right. I'll post it. I'll ask people what they think.
There you go. There you go. Well, Jolene, I'm not going to hold up too much of your time because it's Friday night. I know somehow, somebody across this country is having pizza for dinner. Not us, but hey, it's Friday night. I want you to go ahead and spend the rest of the night with your family. But thank you for spending at least 30 minutes of your time. Hey, world champion, I grace you. Yes, thank you very much. We're all proud of you. Denise Waddle says so. Justin Green says so. I'm sure Sarah, all Sarahs say so. I say so myself. Thank you very much for what you did and representing our country and kicking some ass.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
Not a problem. Until then, I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye.